Space offers a breathtaking canvas for far more mesmerizing experiments than anything we see on Earth. Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we're listing the 5 incredible space experiments that will defy the law of physics. But before moving ahead, give this video a thumbs up. Number 5. Canadian astronaut Chris Hadfield's hand-washing experiment in space. Canadian astronaut Chris Hadfield conducted an intriguing experiment in space, showcasing how astronauts wash their hands in an environment without gravity. In space, traditional washing methods are impossible, so astronauts use a special no-rinse cleaning solution and a washcloth. Chris demonstrated this process using a unique hand-washing solution, releasing a small blob from the package.
So we have a big ball of water, and you put it on your hand. And now I've got water floating around on my hand.
Unlike on Earth, where water or soap would drop into your hand, in space, this blob sticks to the package's cap and then to the astronaut's hand. Once the water blob sticks to astronauts' hands, forming a specific undulating shape, astronauts rub their hands. Later, they use a towel to dry off. While rubbing their hands, a few droplets might fall, but this method ensures minimal water is released inside the space station. After washing, astronauts carefully keep their towels to prevent them from floating away. This is crucial as it allows the evaporated water to be stored and reused. Number 4. Water physics experiment in zero gravity. In the unique environment of zero gravity, an astronaut decides to do an experiment to observe the behavior of water. The way water behaves in this zero gravity is fascinating. A sizable water sphere is formed during the experiment, demonstrating how it reacts differently from Earth. This sphere is used for different purposes, such as making tea and highlighting the importance of resource conservation in space.
We're going to do it again, looking into the camera. Big puff. Here we go. Oh, right at the lens. I saved the lens.
In zero gravity, the dynamics of surface tension change dramatically. Without any gravitational forces to counteract it, water remains stationary, floating in place unless you push it. This unique phenomenon showcases physics' intriguing and often unexpected nature in zero gravity. Number 3. European astronaut Tim Peake's dizziness experiment. Astronauts often experience nausea and dizziness during their initial days in orbit in zero gravity. However, once they settle, this sensation typically goes away. But is there anything that can re-induce it? To find out, European astronaut Tim Peake, stationed at the International Space Station, conducted an experiment. Assisted by Station Commander Tim Kopra, Tim undertook a simple but interesting test. He curled up into a ball and spun rapidly to see if this action could induce dizziness.
We go round and
like you'd be on axis.
yeah, on axis, that's cool.
Tim's experiment revealed that inducing nausea or dizziness in a zero-gravity environment is challenging. He only experienced dizziness for a few moments when he stopped spinning, which quickly faded away. Number 2. Chris Hadfield's water wringing experiment. Students from Nova Scotia posed an intriguing question to astronaut Chris Hadfield. What happens when you wring out a wet cloth in space? The experiment was the brainchild of Meredith Faulkner and Kendra Lemke from Lockview High School in Fall River, Nova Scotia, who won a contest organized by the Canadian Space Agency. Their winning idea was brought to life by Chris during a live video webcast directly from space. To conduct the experiment, he soaked a washcloth with drinking water, observing the formation of water bubbles in zero gravity. As he began to wring the cloth, the water's behavior differed from what one would expect on Earth. Instead of dripping down, the water clung to the fabric, forming a peculiar, gel-like bubble around Chris's hands. The more he squeezed, the larger this bubble grew, creating a fascinating visual.
Actually runs along the surface of the cloth and then up into my hand, almost like you had jello on your hands or gel on your hand.
Number 1. U.S. astronaut Scott Kelly's water and dye experiment. Topping the list of fascinating space experiments is U.S. astronaut Scott Kelly's exploration of how different dyes and substances interact with water in zero gravity. This experiment resembles the creation of a miniature, colorful planet. In the zero gravity of the International Space Station, Scott begins by releasing water into the air, forming a sphere that floats freely. He then methodically injects various food colorings into this water orb, followed by antacid tablets, observing the unique interactions. Unlike on Earth, where the coloring would sink, in space, it merges seamlessly into the sphere. Kelly's making a point about how easily water's affected by all the crap we add to it down here on Earth. He then adds blue coloring, which, after a camera cut, results in a green-hued water ball. Scott Kelly describes using hydrophobic paddles, which repel water like a raincoat. In space, these paddles enable playing ping pong with a water ball. That's all for today's video. Which of these experiments surprised you the most? Let us know in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more videos like this.